Hello everyone and welcome to this SQR review. Today I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about SQR, and as always, if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'll also be leaving a discount link in the description of this video so that you can always get your money's worth for SQR. So what is SQR? And basically it's a website where you're able to get all of your QR codes all in one place with customized domains and everything like that, so that you can send QR codes that will obviously log people into programs, maybe open links to pages, anything like that, so you can get into information about people. Maybe it's for a page that is signing up for your business, maybe it's an appointment booking system, anything you might use a QR code for, but you're able to make them very customizable. So this is the dashboard that we have. We have the list of QRs, how many links, projects, pixels or domains we have. We have the latest amount of QR codes that we've made, so any ones that we've recently created will appear here. And then on the left we have all of our options from generating QR, reading QR codes, short links, projects, pixels, and custom domains for any QR code that we create. So let's go ahead, jump straight in to creating a new QR code. So hitting this, we can name it. We're going to call this QR1. And the project, we can create a project if we want the QR codes all to be linked to the same, category or aspect, but we won't bother with doing this yet. We'll create a project later on. You can set the type of QR code, so whether you want it to link to some text, whether you want it to be a URL, a phone number, email, WhatsApp, FaceTime, location, maybe it is a Wi-Fi login thing, calendar event, crypto wallet, vCard, or PayPal. So there's a lot of different options that you can actually have for your card. And being able to use this, we use this QR code in such a way to create all these things, I think is really, really useful. But it does get better. It's not just a QR code website. So then we can select the content. So for example, as we have text selected, it will give us content that we might want to put in. But for the sake of this, we'll do a URL and we'll do https google.com. And as simple as that. Then you can select whether it's a dynamic QR code or not. And what this does, as you can see, is it will create a QR code that points to an internal short link which will redirect to any specified link. So essentially change the destination of your QR code at any time, but no reprinting of the QR code is needed. So essentially you can change it as many times as you wish. The QR code will just stay the same. So you don't need to republish it on your website. You don't need to send it out to the people who have it in order to get a new QR code. It will just automatically update. And the way that it does that is it points to an internal link, which then that link has another redirect link attached to it. So it will link to, say, let's take it for this, for example. Say it linked to a random thing. So at www.transfertowebsite.com. And on that website, that would then link you to whichever one that you set up on here. So Google. So that's essentially how it works if you want to know the more nitty-gritty aspect of it. But you're also able to set custom designs. You can choose whether it's square, or you can choose whether it's dots, or you can even choose whether it is round. You can also set the foreground type, so you can have it a color, or you can have it as gradient, but we don't have any of these. And also the gradient style, you can have it in any direction that you want. You're also able to set the first color. So if we, for example, selected red and the second color we wanted to be blue, that's essentially what our QR code would look like. It would still work, but it would just be different colors. So maybe your website has a theme and you wanted a QR code to have complementary colors on there, you'd be able to do that. Or tertiary colors or primary colors, anything that you want, you're able to put on here. You're also able to set the background color transparency, whether the custom eyes have a color, the eyes inner color and the outer color. So for these things here, you can also customize these. And if you really want to, you are able to add a logo by choosing a file from your computer and setting it the applicable size for that as well. And when you're done, you can either print it in a PDF document, you can download it, or you can hit create. And once we've hit create, our thing has been created. So we can go to our dashboard and we can have a little look. There it is, QR number 1, links to google.com. Type, URL, project, obviously hasn't been assigned, but that is how you would create one. And from here as well, you're able to download too. You also have an inbuilt QR code reader. So if you want to read or import data from it and you want to see what they do, you're able to choose a QR code image, post it in here, and the data will appear in here. And that's essentially all that this feature does, but it's very useful to have as being able to test if your QR code works or see if other QR codes, you can just use that feature individually if you want, but also checking if they work is a great feature for that as well. And next, we're going to go to the QR code, which is the same as what we had under dashboard, which just shows us a really nice nice, seamless way of viewing all of the QR codes that we've got in one nice place. And we can download or export them if we want and filter them if we have a plethora of them. You are also able to create dynamic short links. So by hitting create short link, you would be able to create one here. And these are basically shortened links, dynamic, that basically easily manage all of your QR codes in one place. However, we'll move on to project, which is where we can categorize everything into one place. So project, if we hit create, we will basically be given the option where we can basically categorize all of the resources that we've got in one really useful place. So as I said earlier, imagine if you had a company and you wanted certain QR codes to link to the Wi-Fi in your office, you would maybe put a project and call it Wi-Fi codes. And in each room, you would paste a different Wi-Fi code applicable to the router in that room, or maybe different offices if you're a bigger company and stuff like that. You might want to have it for different websites, applicable for different, resources or areas or parts in your company and things like that. Anything that you might want to categorize your QR code into, this is why the projects tab would come in very, very handy. And then finally, we have pixels. So if we want to gain analytics on who's, clicking on it, information about the people, you do also have the option to create a pixel here. As you can see, what they say about it is tracking pixels help you gather data from your visitors and send them to one of the available tracking websites, helping you with analytics and conversion tracking for retargeting. And they do have a plethora of different websites that you're able to export to. All the typical analytics pages will be supported on this. So if you want to use, say, Google Analytics, that's more than possible. You would just need to select that when you've created your pixel. But it's great to know that you're also able to view it, so you can see how people are interacting with your QR codes, whether they're having a lot of visitors, maybe they're not worthwhile, maybe they are worthwhile. Everything that you might need to know about it will be visible here, which I think is great. And then finally, we have custom domains. So you simply would link your custom domain, and instead of having something like an sqr.co code, you would be able to link the actual website address to your own company. So if we used us, for example, instead of it linking to sqr.co/link and then the actual link that takes you to it, we could have it for opulenttools.com/ random and then insert whatever you wanted there. And that's how you would use custom domains. Then you do obviously at the bottom have options for documentation, you have blog, you have API and contacts. If you wanted to integrate this into your website, if you wanted to have a little look at any of the documentation, or if you wanted to contact anyone for support on anything that this offers, you are able to do that too. So why might somebody want to use SQR? And I think that is a very simple answer to it's a simple question to answer. And the main reason behind that would be QR codes are very useful. We use them mostly in day-to-day life, and whenever you scan one, the simplicity of doing that without having to type in a web address is great. But also being able to customize that and integrate it with your, say with your website really easily with all the color coding. You can even change the design. So maybe you don't have a very boxy and you have a minimalist thing. You'd be able to use the ones with the rounded, curved corners instead of having a square, very sharp corner looking thing. That's essentially one of the reasons why people might want to use this. I also like the QR reader that's built into it. I think that's incredibly useful and a very thoughtful addition, and it doesn't even take that long to use. It's very easy. You just import the QR code and it will give you the data for that specified code. But that is more or less it. But would I recommend SQR? And the overall answer to that is yes. I think that it's really great. It's a really well integrated feature, and all the abilities that it gives you to create dynamic short links, projects, categorization, pixels and tracking, which also help you on the overall front of actually building your website and building your company, and just having that really easy hub in order to create all of your QR codes in one place with elevated, permissions and stuff and things that you can unlock and everything like that. I think is really, really great. So I would definitely recommend SQR. But thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.